Hello Bears, welcome to our second Den meeting here in March. As always, I'm your Den leader Sheldon. If you could please stand for our Pledge of Allegiance, Scout Oath, and Scout Law.
All right. Scout salute. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Please join me in the Scout sign and repeat the Scout oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Please join me in the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2.
Hey Bears, this time, instead of having a mystery on our hands, we're going to talk with Ernest again about how we can layer colors on top of each other by using density and how we can make sure they don't seep through each other. So Ernest is really good at this. Let's go ask him how he can help us out with this problem.
All right, Bears, so today we're going to talk a little bit about density and how that affects how different objects and different liquids can interact with each other. So I've got an experiment here for us where I'm going to get some hot water, we're going to dissolve some sugar in it because that's going to change the density of that liquid, and I've also got some food coloring here so that we can see those different layers. So first off, I'm going to get some hot water, and then we're going to start dissolving our sugar into our hot water. All right, so now that I've got my hot water, I'm gonna add some spoonfuls of sugar into each one. I'm gonna add 1 spoonful into our first one, 2 into our second, 3 into our third, and then 4 into our fourth. All right, Bears, so now that we've mixed our sugar into our water, we've let it cool in our fridge for a little bit so it's at a temperature we can work with. And if you look closely, you might notice that the water levels have changed a little bit, and that's because it depends on how much sugar we added into each one. So I'm gonna start with the one with the most sugar. I'm gonna pour it into our big beaker here, and then I'm gonna slowly start pouring our other ones in and see if we can get our colors to separate. All right, so now I've let our liquid settle for a little bit, and if we look carefully, we can kind of see the different colors. I can see some red at the bottom, some yellow above that, and then a little bit of green and blue on the top. And that's because those different liquids over there had different densities because it depended on the amount of sugar that was in each glass. And density is really important because we can figure out if something's gonna float or sink depending on how heavy the object is versus how heavy or dense the liquid is. And another way to test this is think about if you're swimming. In a pool, it seems that you sink a lot easier than if you're in the ocean. And that's because in the ocean, there's a lot of salt in the water, and that makes the water more dense and makes you able to float a little bit easier. All right, so thanks for joining me for this experiment. Bye.
Wow, Bears. Thank you to our special scientist friend Ernest for being with us today and showing us how we can layer different colors on top of each other with using, what word did he use? Density. Wow, thank you for showing that, Ernest. It was so cool to learn about that science trick. I cannot wait till we go to see learn next time. Speaking of next time, I think we're gonna go learn some stuff about the outdoors. Make sure you join us. All right, Bears, bye.